My name's Julie Ginman. I'm a practice nurse and I'm also a practice development facilitator working for a training hub. I have two roles. I work in a GP surgery and we provide care to all people in our community, living in our community, from babies to adults. And I also work as a practice development facilitator. I provide support to teams, so practice teams, all those working in general practice, because if we can't look after those, then they can't look after our patients. I provide lots of different care. You might remember coming into the practice to see your nurse for an asthma review or for your injections when you were very small. I work with lots of other professions. I work with doctors and physios and paramedics, all our reception staff. And I do a lot of health promotion and I keep people well. So they'll come in because they want to learn how to eat healthily and how to look after themselves, and all sorts of different exercises they can do. And just to try and keep people well. So it's not just about looking after very poorly people, it's about stopping them from getting poorly in the first place. I work with a great team of people, and they're all people that care about other people, and that really makes me happy. We're all here to support the population, to support individuals and families, and that's the best thing about working in the NHS. I also really love the variety of my roles. Within a GP practice, you can do any role. We have lots and lots of different roles. It's not just your traditional doctors and nurses in general practice. We have pharmacists and physiotherapists, speech and language therapists, podiatrists, healthcare assistants, paramedics. We obviously have everybody supporting our back office, which is our administrators, our receptionists, our secretaries, our practice managers. There's a whole team that look after the patients. Yeah, so in the training hub where I work, again, we've got a variety of different roles. I work with speech and language therapists and people from all sorts of different backgrounds, all different nurses, lots of doctors. And within the wider organisation, we have such a wide variety of people working to support Sussex, people in Sussex. Okay, so there are 350 different roles in the NHS, okay, and they are careers from doctor to IT to pharmacy, nurse, midwife, and there are hundreds of different roles that can be done via an apprenticeship route, including now, just lately, a medical route. So you can become a doctor via an apprenticeship, but you can do human resources, working computers, administration, business, just a massive variety. Or you can do a more traditional route and you can go to, do your A-levels and go off to university and do your three to 6 or 7 year degree, depending on which role you're taking up. I certainly went in, I worked myself in a nursing home. I started in a nursing home and then I went to work in the hospital as a healthcare assistant for a few years. And then the hospital sponsored me to go to do my degree at university. I did that for 3 years. Then I went into practice nursing. Then I was a nurse. Then I was a manager. I managed the nursing team. And now I'm working in this training hub role, supporting everybody across Sussex. And I'm also a coach now. So there's so many different ways you can go. I know there's a potential for growth. Most often, if you get your foot in the door, then you will be sponsored. There'll be opportunities, internal opportunities, and your manager will say, what would you like to do here? Even now, in my role, there are so many career development opportunities and different courses that you can go on. So you're constantly learning. I think in the NHS, you never stop learning. So the NHS are trying to become paperless. There is a lot of waste and the NHS are completely aware of how much waste there is within the organisations. But we are trying to address it to become more digital, use of apps and digital platforms. And also a current move is to move away from inhalers that are bad for the environment and moving towards green inhalers. We know that some of our asthma and COPD inhalers are terrible for the environment, and we're moving away from that towards inhalers that aren't quite so bad. When I was at school, when I was 16, I absolutely didn't know what I wanted to do as a career. It wasn't until I was in my early 20s that I realised that I wanted to become a nurse. And that was because I met somebody who was a nurse and she really inspired me. So I guess I've always really valued the NHS, thought it's an amazing place to work. I wish I'd known how many careers there were available to me in the NHS. I just, sorry, no, I've gone off tangent now. Stop.
That's okay.
Just how many careers there are in the NHS. And yeah, what an amazing place. I mean, I don't know if they want to know that I started as a hairdressing apprenticeship. I was a hairdresser when I first started. Did that for a year, got bored, went into work in an office, got bored, had a child, okay. And then it was after that that I went into, nursing. And I didn't qualify as a nurse until I was 38. But again, they don't need to necessarily know. But that's the point, isn't it? You live a life. You don't have to. It's about keeping an open mind to opportunities.